I make sure I'm like 20 minutes late, and I tell this story where I'm like, I think men need to get beat to be good boyfriends.
Your successful dating strategy can't be to disrespect a man. Describe, let's talk about it.
They'll be like, oh, you're scaring the hoes, you're scaring the hoes. I found out I be scaring the niggas. Oh my gosh, I went out with this guy, and every first date, whatever I go on, I make sure I'm like 20 minutes late, and I tell this story where I'm like, I think men need to get beat to be good boyfriends. Okay, the 20 minutes late is to see how he handles like me inconveniencing him and if he'll deal with annoyance. And that story is to see if he can take a joke, because I don't beat men. However, he doesn't know me that well, and after I told that story, you know, he literally was physically like this on the date. Like, I think everybody's a bad person. And he has not messaged me back. He has not messaged me back. And it makes me think of my college boyfriend who told me that, you know, like a month into us dating, that I really scared him on our first date. And that's the most terrified he's ever been of a woman. And I didn't understand, but now I do.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? When you play like that, right, on dates in your dating life, then you can complain about, well, why is it so unsuccessful? Why are we having trouble? Why are we having trouble dating? Why am I having trouble dating? Well, it's obvious. It's obvious. One of the greatest things, especially for successful men, especially for men that understand their value and understand their time, those men that you talk about, that you want to have done the work, that understand their value, their place in the universe. One of the universal things is we understand the value of our time. We understand when it's being disrespected, when we're being disrespected. We understand how to set the boundaries and how we voice how we expect to be treated. Now, that word choice right there in particular is important. We voice how we want to be treated. We also show you with the actions. If you show up to the date 20 minutes late, I probably won't be there. I probably won't be there. But I won't leave. I won't just leave and you show up and look confused and make your own TikTok or Instagram reel about it. No, I'll communicate, hey, listen, you obviously have other things going on, and you know, we can try to get up another time. I'll be polite and gentle about it, but you'll never hear from me again. Because I understand the value of my time. I've carved out time in my schedule to meet you, to pick the date, send the reservations, to actually be forthcoming and put forward my best foot. You're coming damaged, jaded, and trying to say, well, I'm trying to test you to see how he handles you inconveniencing him. Why would that be the standard? Why would not respect simply be the standard? Why would you start out and saying, well, upon your real first impression of me, 1, I was 20 minutes late. 2, I talked about being violent with men. I talked about DV. Well, I don't do it. You think any of that matters? When we talk about first impressions, how important they are, you think any of that matters? And even more important, when this becomes maybe not the norm, but when you see content creators, when you see Black women posting stuff like this, you don't understand how difficult it makes it for the next woman, do you? You don't understand that when you constantly post things like this, when you're saying, yeah, I expect these things from men, I purposely disrespect them, inconvenience, I purposely say things like this. You think men you're operating in a vacuum when it's only you talking to women? Men see this and they say, okay, I need to be apprehensive. I need to be worried. Next time I see this is what it's going to look like. And this reminds me of a conversation I had recently with a really good friend of mine. And we talked about, in terms of mental health with men, when they set boundaries, when women talk to men and say, you need to get healthy, or you need to be in tune with this, this, and this. When they tell you to go get therapy, when they tell you that you're supposed to move, you're supposed to think, it's from a feminine lens when it comes down to relationships. But when men get healthy, by that term, and that term is, it's flexible. But when men understand their self-worth, it's going to be from a masculine framework as well. And masculine frameworks tend to be very judicious. Things are either right or they're wrong. You saying you're going to be 20 minutes late on purpose to inconvenience me is wrong. That's it, right? This is the boundary. You're either right or you're wrong. You don't get a lot of space in between to play. when men have actually understood their worth, the way you physically appear, you can be attractive, you can be sexy, they can have all that understanding. But when you still cross those lines, you cross those lines and you get the results, black and white sometimes. That's what the discipline looks like. Walking away from someone you're really attracted to, someone you really had high hopes of, someone you really thought you could build a future with. But when you see their attitude is indicative like this, when they try to test and prod and test the waters constantly, all you end up saying is, great, I hope the best for you. And you go about your business. I'm not cursing at you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm not under your texts. I'm not under your stories. I'm not doing any of that. I'm simply wishing you well. I may not even block you. That's when you see someone that's really healthy, because you go from I'm interested to now I'm indifferent. And indifference doesn't require you to say, I never want to see you, look at you again. It simply says, here is the boundary. It just looks masculine. It's from a masculine framework. That boundary is one of discipline that says, no matter how interested I am, you cross this line. You played me like a fool. And this is the response. Before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. If you get any value from this channel, subscribe. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. And then, the next goal is going to be 10,000. But we do what we can when we can, and we do it often. So look, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss Subscriber Sundays, where we get to laugh, let our hair down a little bit, just enjoy ourselves. Laugh. We'll talk about some important topic, but we want to laugh along the way. Good way for us to connect. So we have to, when we're trying to look at this in the terms of we want to have healthier relationships, you have to put your best foot forward rather than giving me the scraps of whatever else this is, what this looks like. We have to have this understanding that I'm trying to do what's best for us, for you, for myself, and I'm trying to show you this as the representative. I'm trying to show you what you should kind of expect. When you start it with disrespect, where's it supposed to go from there? Why would I think things would get better? If you don't value my time before you even know what my time is worth, why would it get better? Inconveniencing someone to see how they handle that is not going to allow you to get to the place where they can handle your inconvenience. A lot of what we end up handling as men, or forgiving as men, is when we already know who you are, we value you, and you have value to us in our life. The stuff that you're, as a wife, you can get away with is not something you can get away with as someone I'm just trying to take on a date. I understand your value. I understand you, your idiosyncrasies, and I've accepted those. In the beginning, I'm going to tell you and accept how I want to be treated. And I'm going to walk away from how I don't want to be treated. I'm not going to try to convince you that you need to treat me better. I'm not trying to tell you, to explain to you, to beg to you. I can't show up and still be there. Hey, here's a date. Here's a plan. 20 minutes. I'm still standing there, still waiting. I'm just waiting for you to show up, and you're purposely being late. Yeah, you won't see me when I get there. I treat it as a college professor. You got 15 minutes to be here. You got 15 minutes to be here, or to contact me and let me know, hey, I'm going to be late. Hey, I'm going to be late. And give me and it should be a good reason why you're going to be late. Not because, hey, I'm just trying to see how you feel about it. Even if you make it there, even if I'm still there, I'm gonna make sure we have a good time. But I'm never gonna see you again. When you get healthy as men, that discipline comes to the forefront. When women tell men to get therapy, to get healthy, they expect them to still now kind of move how women do. I want you to go to therapy so you could be more accepting of me, so you can be more understanding of me. No, you go to therapy and you understand, as men, there's a lot of BS that you accepted that you never should have. You should have respected yourself first and foremost. Therefore, you now expect people to treat you like the way you treat them. You have respect for someone's time, someone's thoughts, their feelings, and you expect that in return, and that is a hard boundary. To the point that even when family disrespects that, you check them. Family, you hopefully, you come to terms, you're stuck with them for the rest of your life, right? That's what you're born into. But even then, people cut out family. So if I'm being gracious with family, why would I be gracious with you as a stranger who purposely acts like this, who purposely brings up DV in relationships? You think this is how it should be. It's the same way when women have this expectation that when they are flat out misandrous, but they the best thing you could do in life is have the love of a misandrist as a man. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Listen, I'm an advocate. Go get therapy, go get healthy, and then realize your place in this world. And a lot of this stuff that you hear, how you're supposed to act like a man. A real man would do this. It all comes across as nonsense. It all comes across as manipulation, and it just red flag, red flag, red flag. That's the only reason you should go out and adhere to this. Otherwise, just leave us alone. Listen, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. If you see other videos on your screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. Of course, if you listen to my voice now, you made it to the end, you should subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.